What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I help young professionals master their money so they can build their best life. In this week's video, I'm going to discuss why you need an emergency fund, how much you should actually include in your emergency fund, and exactly how to start building one. Let's get started. Okay, so an emergency fund is exactly how it sounds. A stockpile of cash that you can easily access in case of an emergency. The coronavirus is a perfect example of why we need to have one. Life can throw us financial curveballs and we need to be ready for them. An emergency fund also gives you a sense of security. If something were to go wrong for any particular reason, you have a cash cushion to get you through that tough situation. In the UK, 41% of the population has less than £1,000 saved up. And it's even worse in the States, where 69% of Americans have less than $1,000 in their savings account. Literally one paycheck from the edge. So the question is, how much do you need in your emergency fund? And how do you start building one? The answer depends entirely on your lifestyle. My advice to you would be to save anywhere from 6 to 12 months of expenses in cash, depending on your risk tolerance. To calculate this, go ahead and add up the following necessities. Your monthly rent or mortgage, your monthly bills, this would be your utility bills like electricity and water, any car costs that you might have, such as monthly car payments, insurance, and gas, how much you spend on monthly groceries, and any debts that you have to repay. These are all the bare essentials that you need to live or obligations you have to pay. If you have no idea how much you spend in these categories each month, you need to start tracking your spending. Go ahead and check out this video I made on how to make budgeting painless. Alright, so let's go through an example. Say you need $2,000 a month to cover all your needs. Now multiply that by 6 months, you'd need $12,000 or pounds in cash in your emergency fund in case shit hits the fan. If you want to be even more conservative, multiply $2,000 by 12 months. Therefore, you'd need $24,000 in your emergency fund. Before you think about investing, buying a house, or a new car, you need to prioritize saving into your emergency fund. Here's why. Let's say you saved up for a down payment on a house instead of your emergency fund. Then right after you moved in, you lost your job. You are with no cash cushion to fall back on and may not be able to afford to make the monthly mortgage payments. If you'd prioritized your emergency fund first, then bought a house, you would have had at least 6 to 12 months cash that you could use to pay your mortgage while you looked for a new job. Remember, hope for the best, but plan for the worst. Alright, so that's half the battle. You now know what your emergency fund target is. The other half of the equation is how you get there. So I've laid out a 4-step process you can follow. Step number 1, spend less than you earn. This creates a positive cash surplus every single month you can save. The extra cash you have left over goes straight into your savings account. You can do this one of 2 ways. Reduce your expenses each month or boost your income. If you do both at the same time, it'll speed up the savings process. If you say you can't save anything at the end of the month, I call bullshit. Adjust your lifestyle. Stop living above your means. Rent somewhere cheaper. Drop the car and start taking the bus. Adjust your bills, spend less on bougie dinners, or cancel those subscriptions. It's all within your control. Step 2, set up a savings account. Before you ask me which one, I'll tell you right now, it doesn't really matter. Don't stress about getting 1% interest versus 0.5% interest. Seriously, it makes no difference in the long run. Even if you have 20 grand in your savings account, 1% interest instead of 0.5% interest is a difference of about $8 a month. Don't get bogged down with the best savings rate. Just go with the best savings account your current bank has and call it a day. Step number 3 is pay yourself first. What this means is once you get paid, before anyone gets their hands on your money, you need to pay yourself first. Not your landlord, not the bank, not that taco stand or the craft beer store. Nobody. You are the CEO of your own life. You are the most important employee. You get paid first. Great, so how do you do that? How do you pay yourself first? Set up an automatic transfer into your savings account 2 days after you get paid for the amount that you want to save. I would suggest starting with 10% of your paycheck. All you have to do is set up the automatic transfer one time, sit back, and watch your savings grow on autopilot. This is what it means to automate your savings. Step number 4 is to increase your savings amount every 3 months. Say you started with saving 10%, then in 3 months' time you increase it by 1% to 11%. Then in another 3 months you'd increase it by another 1%. So now you're saving 12% every month. The best way to do this is to set up a calendar reminder for yourself every 3 months. When you get the reminder, all you have to do is change the savings amount by 1% on the automatic transfer you already have set up. This will increase your savings rate slowly over time, so you won't feel it have a big impact on your lifestyle, but it'll have a big impact on your savings. So now you know exactly why you need an emergency fund, how much to put in that emergency fund, and how to start building one. The rest is up to you. Your financial destiny is 100% in your hands. Are you going to take action? Let me know in the comments section below. Make sure you also hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss out on content every single week. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.